Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome along to a very sunny day in Hungary. So why are we in Hungary? Well, we've been kindly invited by KUHN Farm Machinery out to Hungary to check out, well, you might say, some of its XXL range of machines. So to explain the event really and what it's all about, I've got Mr. Marcus Ainley from KUHN Farm Machinery UK. So yeah, Marcus, what is this event all about really?
It's an open field day that we've organised in the centre of Europe for our European customers, UK included.
Right.
Just to showcase some of the larger machines, if you like, what we term as XXL machinery, and especially some of the CTF equipment that some of the farmers are using today.
Right. So we're out here with a few UK customers. Are they all KUHN customers, or have you brought some potential new customers out as well?
No, we wanted to get a broad spread. We didn't. If they've got a KUHN machine or if they haven't got a KUHN machine, that wasn't really the point. Mm. If they're a large scale arable farmer that's in this sort of market, then this is what we want to show them, as well as some advancements in our traditional machines. Example, the plough. We've got some new showcasing some new ploughs.
I'm going to say it's a bit of a prototype, isn't it? That big.
Yeah.
Big wagon plough there.
We've got the traditional power harrow type establishment systems, but we're also showcasing some of the bigger drills, the min-till drills, min-till equipment generally, cultivators for example. We've got 14 metre tine cultivators, 12.5 metre discs which obviously fit into the control traffic system, and also the big showcase that we've got here is the new sprayer.
That's it, and that's a bit different.
Self-propelled sprayer as well, yeah.
Cool stuff. Well, hopefully, I think there's about a dozen products here. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get around them all, but we're going to get stuck into a few key products, including this new sprayer development as well. So, should be good. So, that's what we'll do now. We'll go and get stuck in, and we'll see what's what.
Thank you.
Right, ladies and gents, I'm now joined by David Smith from KUHN UK, who is going to give us a bit of a whistle-stop tour of some of these products, some of the key products that KUHN is showing off at this event. Kicking off with this, well, monster plough that we've got behind us. So, David, talk us through this. I mean, first of all, what model is this?
The new multi-challenger semi-mounted plough, wagon plough. As you can see, we've got 14 furrows here, maximum 14 furrows, so we can get 12 to 14 with this model. Running just a Multimaster L on-land plough on the rear with a multi-leader XT basically on the front of it.
Right, so this is effectively two ploughs that you've already got in your range, and you kind of put them together for this.
In essence, bolted together.
Yeah, but a very fancy bolting together. Yeah,
obviously not
very clever in the middle.
More engineering involved than just bolting together.
Yeah,
as you can see in the centre. Obviously large wheels in the centre to take the weight of the plough. Obviously running a depth wheel on the front, depth wheel in the centre, and your depth wheel on your rear.
Right.
This one's a traction bolt machine. That's also available in non-stop hydraulic.
So traction bolt, that's assuming that's shear bolt protection, is it that? Or,
very similar to the shear bolt. Our traction bolt runs across the machine.
How's that work?
So the traction bolt runs through the machine, as you can see here, instead of across the machine.
Right, okay.
So when it shears, when it snaps, it stretches, drops out.
Right.
A conventional shear bolt will bend, become loose, wobble in the hole, and wear the hole.
Right.
So because we run traction bolt, we don't get the wear. We don't get the wear point, and obviously to get the furrow back to position, it just drops back into position.
Yeah. And like I say, you can get this with auto reset as well.
Auto reset, our non-stop hydraulic. We can go maxi bar, vari bar on there to get 2.5 ton brake back force on the non-stop hydraulic. Right. Around 4,600 kilos on the traction bolt.
So just sliding around here then, just talk us through bodies and skimmers and things like that.
So these are our ZXL standard manure skimmers, ideal for just clearing that trash away initially. And these are our LPO bodies, get a wide furrow bottom. So if you are in the instance where you've got to put a plough like this in furrow, you'll get a big 710 type tyre in the furrow with it,
right?
Without squashing too much furrow. Obviously, with our KUHN metal work on the bodies, we use what we call triplex. in the steel, so we use uneven layers of steel. So hard on the front, soft in the middle, hard on the back.
Right. And what are the benefits of that then?
So we want the hard on the front because that's where you're wearing.
Yeah.
So we have majority of the hard wearing is on the front of the board.
So that's down here.
Yeah, all the way across the board.
Yeah.
We have the hard wearing in the centre. We've got the soft to give it the flexibility, so it's not going to crack. You imagine if it was just one hard bit of steel.
Yeah, I've
when you hit something, it's going to crack. It's going to.
Yeah.
So we have the soft inner just to help it flex and help it bend, and then we have hard, a thin layer of hard on the back just to help keep it shape. Skimmer adjustment on these new ploughs is done with a pin instead of getting your spanners out, and we can obviously change the pitch, -5 degrees, +5 degrees.
Okay, so that literally, if you went in one of these holes, you kind of turn in
We're changing the pitch, yes.
So you can advance or back off how much you're sort of throwing.
Exactly that, yeah.
And then this monster of a plough, I mean, presumably, you'd run on land most of the time with this.
So you'd be maximum tractor width, 4.5 metres.
Yeah.
4.5 metres wide, without driving on what you've done. So massive offset in the plough there. So to push right away from the
so if you had your big dual wheels on it, your plough would still be well out of the way.
Don't see that often in the UK, but in other countries, yes. Or in this case, the 9RX on the front. 700 horsepower, maximum horsepower on this machine.
So this is rated to 700 this head stuff?
700 horsepower on this plough, yes.
Just, monster of a plough. But that's what this event is about, to highlight
monster machines.
Highlight all these big machines.
And the biggest and best is what we do.
Right, spot on. Moving on, shall we? Let's rattle on, see what else we can find.
Moving on, we've got an Optimer 9 metre here, XL, so the large disc, W roller, steady control across it. More importantly, for our controlled traffic farmers, we've got the Optimer L 12.5 metre here, 12,500.
So is this slightly smaller disc than that one there?
Yes, these will be 510, that'll be 620. But for your controlled traffic farmer, where they're 12 metre controlled traffic, obviously we need to be a bit wider.
Yeah. So
we've introduced a 12.5 metre disc cultivator into the range. Kitted out with steady control across the machine. So steady control is basically working at a constant depth across the machine. So obviously we're a wide cultivator where you're on undulating ground. It will follow the undulations through the steady control pressurised system.
Right. And that's all to do with these sort of wheels at the front, is it? These guide wheels, and it just works itself out?
Your wheels at the front, and obviously your folding rams too.
Right.
So your folding rams are obviously pressurised.
Yeah.
And they're floating and pressurising as and when they need to. Only available with a W roller, so soil on soil contact.
Pretty good for sticky conditions, though.
Pretty good for sticky conditions. They keep fairly clean. You've got your channel that fills up with soil, and then you're just pressing soil on soil.
That's it.
So very good wear rate on the roller. Most people would be buying this as a chitting tool.
I was going to say this would be like your primary cultivation, your first one
straight over stubble. Get that chit, get your volunteer crops growing before then they want to then cultivate the volunteer crops back in again.
That's it.
So straight after harvest, behind the combine.
Dive in with this.
Dive in with this and away you go. So here we have the 14 metre Prolander next
We're going up a gear now, aren't we?
The widest model in any of our ranges.
Right.
Again, we've got the W roller on the rear. Running spring tines here. Again, we can use this for primary cultivation if you want to run tines instead of discs to get a chip behind the combine. And also we can use it for seedbed preparation.
Yeah.
So we've got 70mm tines, 70mm wide tines on here. We can upgrade to a 90mm tine just to get a stronger, more aggressive flex.
Yeah, get a bit more. Can you get a bit more mixing in that as well if you go for a wider point?
So they're more aggressive. We've obviously got the standard straight share on here. We can put a duckfoot share on there.
Right.
Just to, if you're working shallow, like real shallow.
Yeah.
We can then still work the full width of the machine.
And again, same sort of W
roller on the rear,
Yeah.
yes. Very good weight-wise, weight per metre is that of, you know, single steel packers, but we tend to think that we get the best results from the W. Depth control is obviously done on your rear roller here, manually.
Okay, so it's just pin adjustment on
Just
there.
pin adjustment,
Right.
as you can see across here.
Yeah. Quite a simple,
Quite
big
simple.
machine, really.
Yes, exactly that.
Just for cracking on. Speaking of cracking on, shall we slide down this line of massive machines?
We've got the...
See what else we've got. Well, ladies and gents, I thought now we'll just get a little bit of, well, bit of a thought, bit of opinion from some of the farmer customers that have been at this event. So I'm now joined by Mr. Roger Hobson, farmer based in York. So, I mean, Roger, first of all, just tell us a little bit about your farm, and then we'll get stuck into what you think of the event.
Yeah, we're lucky enough to farm in God's own county, Yorkshire. But we grow carrots and we do arable farming.
Right, and what sort of scale are we talking?
We grow about just under 1,000 acre of carrots and about 5,000 acre of arable.
Right, good stuff. So this event is right up your street then, looking at the larger end of KUHN's farm machinery. And has it been a bit of an eye-opener for you?
It has. It's been, to get up close and personal with all the kit has been a unique opportunity, really. They're not going to bring this down to my farm for me to demo next week, are they?
Yeah, that's it. And having the variety of kits here as well.
Oh, pneumatic fertiliser spreader, you know, wagon plough coming past on a 9RX. You know, it's all the boys' toys you want, isn't
That's
it?
it. And has there been any particular machine that sort of tickled your fancy at all, that's really sort of sparked the imagination a little bit?
We haven't historically run KUHN ploughs, but I'll really look at them in future. I'm
Right.
impressed with the way they work.
Yeah.
We do a lot of ploughing, we you know, with our vegetables and things like that. You know, some of the cultivation tackle, the Optimer, you know, with we're very familiar with a German competitor and a Swedish competitor, and you know, but this one's really impressed me. So
All right.
next time we're shopping, we'll be looking at that. And actually, I've just had to go on the 6 metre combi-drill.
Yeah.
Again, we run a German equivalent one at home at the moment, but gosh, the KUHN machine's well worth a look at, in my view. And a good bunch of English farmers here with us. So, you know, I'm fully aware that I don't have all the answers, but listening to them, I've learnt a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Roger, thank you very much for your time. Spot
Thank you
on,
very
is that?
much. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you as well. Shall we slide down this line of massive machines?
We've got
See what else we've got.
the 7 metre performer here. Been in the range a few years now. Very good for us in the UK. Disc tine cultivator. You can, you know, straight behind a combine, straight into stubble with this machine
Yeah.
if you wanted. Chopping with the discs, mixing and taking all the compaction out with our legs here. Mixing discs here just to level off behind the legs before we press it with our 700mm HD liner roller.
Very much sort of kind of a setup and a rig we're sort of used to in the UK.
Yes.